Hey aspirants, now I will be talking about graph function. This is a series of lectures of formulas and short tricks of mathematics for important competitive exams like JEE, Neet, especially for ND examination. Let us begin. Here we will be seeing that the inequality first, because in graphs there is many times that inequality comes. So let us check the inequality. If we know that A is greater than B, then A plus C will also be greater than B plus C. Similar for the case if A minus C is and B minus C is 10. But what will be happening in the case if we divide by some quantity? Let us see that thing. Or we do the reciprocal of the number, like we have given A greater than B, then 1 by A will be less than 1 by B. You can take the example as 4 is greater than 3, but 1 by 4 is less than 1 by 3. Okay, so the next thing we have to see that the sign should be same. If we have this thing like 4 is greater than minus 3, then minus 1 by 3 will again be less than 1 by 4. Now let us do one question here. We can change the sign by reversing this thing, the greater than or less than sign. We can reverse this thing and change this sign to positive or eliminate the minus sign, as we have done in this question. We have reversed the sign and we have removed the minus sign from here. So what we will get, the value of x from here, x will be equal to 1, 3 and minus 5. So let us plot these numbers on the number line, minus 5, 1 and 3. Let us make this loop, and from here, from the right side start writing plus, then minus, then plus, then minus, then all the ranges which are in the plus range, like minus 5 to 1 union means along with this thing this will also be there, 3 to infinity, and these are the values of x that x can take. So this is easy, you will be getting such questions in the exam. And this is a relation that f plus g of x means f plus g of x is equal to fx plus gx. Here this will be another question and a thing that you should remember in the examination. If you are given something like this, x minus 1 divided by x is greater than equal to 2, then in this case you can never do this thing that you bring this x here, because the x is variable, not a constant. If you were given x minus 1 by 4 greater than equal to 2, then you could make this here, take this here and do x minus 1 equal to greater than equal to 8 and bring this one here plus 1, and you could get the value that x is greater than equal to 9. But in this case that is given in the question, the denominator is a variable. You can never do this thing that bring the denominator this side. You can never do this thing. So here how to solve this type of questions, we'll see. We just bring this number here, so you will get x minus 1 divided by x minus 2 greater than equal to 0, and then the solution is given here. This thing is the solution. We have done the same thing in the first step I have shown. Then take the LCM as x, then again after simplifying you will get these things. Here you see at last you get x plus 1 divided by x is less than equal to 0. So here, if this x will be 0, then the value will be infinity, which should not be the case. This is undefined, not defined case. So x cannot belong to 0 or should not be equal to 0. Rest all numbers it can take depending upon what is given in the question. So in the question here we are given, or in the solution that we did till here. So from here, which values can x take? So x here is equal to, or this is known as the critical point, CP, the critical point. Here x can take the value -1, x equal to 0 also you get from here only, but you cannot take the value 0. So let's draw the number line once again. On the number line there will be two numbers, two values that we get, one -1, 1 0. Again this loop here, positive, negative, positive. The values we take, always remember, when we take the values of positive, these values are taken whenever here in the question we are given the sign that this is greater than, but in this case you see this is less than 0, this value is less than 0, so you will take the values on the minus corridor. So this is -1 including -1 to 0, and 0, as we discussed, 0 cannot be the value of x because it will become undefined. So we will make open bracket and this will be the answer for x. Okay, so this is the inequality that you must understand. Now moving on to the next thing. The next question is, there several questions we will be doing today. Here c is less than d, and the equation given is x square plus c plus dx plus cd equal to 0. Okay, so from here you know that you can simplify this into this. So what you get x plus c and x plus d less than 0. Again you get the value minus c and minus d. Here now you must be in a dilemma that which to put as the small number, like in the these could be some proper type constants like 1 0 -1 2 or any constant, but here the constants are not the proper constants. These are arbitrary constants, means any value it can take. But as you are given in the question that c is less than d, so if we will multiply both side by c, means both side by minus, then what will happen to the sign? The sign will reverse, as we had done in the first question. The sign will reverse, and here you can easily see that the value of -3 is less than the value of minus c. Okay, so you in the number line, how you will denote? In the number line you will denote on the left hand side minus d, then on the right c, because minus c is greater than minus d. Once again the same thing, plus minus plus, and now see which value you have to take. This is again less than kind. Less than means the minus corridor. This is minus d minus c. Why excluded? Excluded and included. Here excluded because here you see the sign is only this one, not less than equal to. Okay, this sign is just less than. In the previous question, as we see in the previous question, we see that here we see the sign was this, means included. This is close bracket, means -1 included. Okay, but in this question that we did just now, in this question we are given less than 0 only, so this will be open bracket, means minus d and minus c will not be included in the value of x. Let us move on for further information. Next information that you should always remember, you should note down it, that under root of x square is mod x. Mod x, why mod x? Because we know the value of x square will always be positive, and mod represent the value never to be negative, never to be negative. This is the mod, means always the value would be positive, and x square value is always positive. So when we open under root of x square, then we get mod x. Okay, so simple. Now we come to the periodic function. In the periodic function, what we have to see, in the periodic function, if y is equal to fx, if period is p, then y is equal to f ax, and the period is p divided by under that mod of a. Basically what is told here, that if you have y is equal to fx at some function, and if y is equal to f ax is given, then what will be the effect on the period of y is equal to fx? If we take the period of y is equal to fx to be p, then if we multiply with a, means if we multiply x with some number like a, so the period effect will be, means the effect on the period will be, it will be divided by the mod of that number, that is multiplied with x. This was a simple case here. Now moving on to the period of function, these are the conditions that you have to memorize, that if period is t, and if even the y is multiplied with something like y is equal to fx, this value is multiplied with k, then the period remains the same as p. But if this value, the inside value, means x is multiplied with some number, then the period is divided by the mod of the same number. Okay, even if x plus something is done, then the period will never change. The next thing is that if a period of fx is t1 and period of gx is t2, then LCM of t1 t2 is period of fx plus gx function. Okay, this LCM is the period of fx plus gx. Now moving on to the next one, that is mod function. Mod function has some basic functions, or has some basic thing to it attached to it. That is, first of all, it is continuous everywhere. Second, it is not differentiable at x is equal to 0 for mod x, and its range is 0 to infinity because it is always positive. Y will always be positive, and it can be 0 also. And the domain is, means the value of x is any real number. X is the input and y is the output. Y should always be positive in case of mod, so it is 0 to infinity, 0 included. The next one is GIF. As we discussed in the last video, this GIF is nothing but greatest integer function. It takes the value that is to the left of the number given, or the number or the value of x that is given in the question. To the left of it, whatever value comes in the number line, it is the value of y. So how it can be taken, that the domain is any real number and the range is always z, any real number, and z is what? Integer. Integer are never like 0.1, 0.5, this is not an integer. -1, -2, 0, 1, 2, these are the integers. And real number constitute the values, like real number can be 1.3 minus 5.0 minus 7, like these values. All values in the universe are real number, but the values of the z will not constitute the values, like decimal form will not be constituted in z, means integer. The next thing you have to remember, you can read these things also, you can go through this thing. Another thing now is the most important, that is the graph of the rational function is like this. Okay, then graph of irrational function will be this only, because it is under root x, so this will be here only. And now the next thing you have to see is sine function, cos function, like that. So the sine function, here sine function, sine 4 minus 4 and minus 1 pi by 2 is equal to minus 1, sine 4n plus 1 pi by 2 is equal to plus 1, and sine n pi is 0. These values you have to mug up. And second thing is that if any graph is symmetric about y-axis, then it is even function. If any graph which is symmetric about origin, that is odd function. The graph we have already shown, that is for rational cases. Moving above, we have now the graph for 1 by x square. Here this, for this the graph was like this and this, so if it will be becoming square, so this value will be getting erased, because this is in the negative direction, and this will be the value for 1 by x square. So simple. Then how to graphically draw odd or even, how to know graphically that this is odd or even. Symmetric about origin is an odd function, as we have discussed above. So this is symmetric about origin. Here also equal thing, here also same thing, here the same thing, here the same thing, here is 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 the same thing. And another case is for even functions. The value, this is the y-axis, this and this is the same thing. For y is equal to 4 also the same thing is there. For 1 by x square, again you find symmetric about y-axis. The last one is for cos x, it is also symmetric about y-axis. So this is it for today, guys. Now let us meet in the next video. Hope you like this video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for such videos coming your way. Thank you.